everyone, it's Lydia from Dragonfly Gardens, and it's time for our weekly garden tour. A lot has happened, especially since we had a lot of rain last night. I'm in Horry County, South Carolina, Garden Zone 8B, just in case anybody's wondering. And I do work a full-time job outside of being this. This is not my income being on YouTube. But anyway, let's go, and we're gonna start. So over here, and where I planted the cordyceps, zinnias, cosmos, and sunflowers, this side is doing better, which is, I think it gets a lot more sun. And then of course over here, the cats has been in it. But if I look down in here, there are some little baby seedlings, and there's one right there. The taller plants are the sunflowers. I guess these are the only two that survived. And that is coming up. I'm not really sure what that is, but I am so glad to see that. I'll have to double check and see. Kind of looks like a bean plant. I don't know, we'll see. And that might be like a dandelion that came through the bottom because I didn't put anything down. I did dig it down to the dirt. But if it is a dandelion, that's okay too, because those are medicinal plants and I don't mind having those. The Confederate rosebush, my neighbor is very happy that it is like all green and lush, and it's going to produce a lot of blooms this fall. So I am very, very excited about that, and my neighbor is too. Here the palm tree is like it is, and I guess that's just the way it's going to be. I need to come over here and trim all the green stuff around the bottom after I figure out what it is. If it's like goldenrod, I'm going to leave it, but if it's not something that's good to have around the house, then I will get rid of it. The yarrow is getting ready to bloom. I almost tripped over the water hose. So that is really cool. Lavender, I hope it spreads. There is some little baby plants down in there. I call those banana spiders, but it's like a garden orb, O-R-B spider. That is supposed to be sage. Chocolate mint. Some other, that's meadowsweet, supposed to be down in there. This is supposed to be lamb's ear, which I do see some plants down in there. This plant here, I think, is just a weed. So coming down through here, some of these are doing really, really well. I am very pleased with the chamomile. It rained last night, so of course they look pathetic without all the little blooms, and the comfrey next to it. I'm gonna take some leaves off of that and make a compost tea very, very soon, maybe today. It depends on how the weather holds out. We got black cumin, helichrysum, some more just plants, the milk thistle. My St. John is doing very well, so glad about that. Just all doing so great. The dill, which is perfect timing because when I get to the cucumbers, you will see how great those are. Darn freaking cats. Annoying. I'm gonna have to fix that. It's a good thing I'm checking out my garden. I hope that's a good bug. And on down to the end to the motherwort. And this borage over here isn't growing as big as the other borage, which is kind of strange. But the grapes, oh my gosh, they look so much bigger today than they did just the other day, which is awesome. I'm so glad that they are doing so great. Walk on down here to the raspberries. Oh, I got some raspberries over here. Not a lot, but some. That's awesome. These have thorns, and I always forget that, which is, you know, I need to wear gloves when I come out here. These are the golden ones, and I don't know if they have any, but they will next year. On the blackberry side, I got to come back out here again and get some more of the ripe blackberries. Hold on one second. These have more of the ripe berries on here. And I had to move the netting out of the way before I tripped over it. But they are all doing super great. So here in the tomato bed, I'm going to start on the back side. That sage is doing really well, the marigolds. The beets are really a cold weather crop. I didn't know for sure if they would do well or not, and I don't think they will. Spillantes, but I'm glad that the holy basil is coming up. I really wanted that. But my big thing is, look at all of these tomatoes in through here. I did come out here this morning and took out a lot of the yellow leaves that was back here. And it's got babies up here towards the top, some more blooms towards the top. Lots of tomatoes that's showing on this side. And the cucumbers, I already had my first, but look, I'm gonna have lots of cucumbers this year. And that just makes me so happy to see all of these wonderful little babies. Now we're going to go on the other side. On this side, the sunflower is finally coming up, but as you can see, the cucumber plant is doing extremely well. The bigger yellow flowers are the cucumber flowers. But look, that one will be ready in a couple of days. So excited. Lots of little baby tomatoes, lots of tomato blooms. Just lots of good fruit. I hope we do not go into a drought in July, and I hope it continues to sporadically rain all summer long. But lots of good stuff happening over here. Down here on the bottom part, the thyme is doing extremely well. Some of these plants down here on the bottom are not doing great because they're not getting a ton of sun. It looks like the marigolds have sprouted another bloom, which is nice. And of course, the nasturtium is looking really pretty. And see, this forage here is doing so much better. The squash pepper bed is like doing so great. And sunflowers are looking marvelous. But this butternut squash vine only has that one, and I'm hoping that it will come to fruition. But down in here in this hole, I did plant a lot more squash in here. Like wherever there was like a sunspot, I put that in. The peppers are doing really great. So they are. Carrots, peppers, flowers. The little white flowers are sweet alyssums. Doing really great. Down in here, I don't know if you can see, but there is a zucchini. I'm going to let it grow for a few more days. And then over here is a couple more baby zucchinis. The one that I thought was a baby zucchini definitely was not. But then over in here, so there is a zucchini. I'm going to let it grow a few more days. But here's a couple more babies. But over in this one where I thought it was a zucchini, definitely did not turn into a zucchini. And I'm hoping that I can still get some off of this one. But the peppers are really doing great. Lots of blooms. My other sunflower plant. We got more nasturtiums in the corners. And then its twin, that's not a plant, is also producing a lot of flowers. But again, like I said, the little white flowers are sweet alyssum. So I'm glad that they're finally coming up. And then down in here, yep, I went and bought, I was looking for some more zucchini squash, Black Beauty, but they didn't have any, so I got watermelon instead, crisp and sweet. I've been wanting to grow watermelon since the get-go, but also down in here I have lots of squash seeds planted, so hopefully they will come up. In the bean bed, we finally got the trellis on, and yes, it's high because the beans grow really, really tall, and if I have to get a ladder to get up there to get them, I will. But down in here, I planted some more. It came with like 4 plants in the watermelon thing. So I put 3 of them in here. And of course it has the yellow squash, the okra, and down here is the cucumber, and in this corner is the eggplant. But look at that squash, how big it has grown in just a week. And the beans are really vining up, which is very exciting. And I'm just so glad. Fruit trees, dill. So sad that they did not make it. This is the blue harbor squash. I really hope I get some blue harbor squash. And then onions. It is hot right now. Looks like my aloe is being invaded, so I definitely need to prune that out and take those pines out of there too. That is crazy. Do not want pine trees right there. The Sweet Williams, so sad that these plants did not grow, but next year we have those. Oh, got some Sweet Williams in the back there. Those are the pink flowers. All of this is doing very well. And you see that pink petal back there? It must have, the seed dropped from outside of the, onto the ground. Finally, I get to show you a very wet morning glory vine and my hummingbird feeder. We're back around to the crepe myrtle bush that I'm standing in front of. You probably can't see, but thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. And I only need like 50 more subscribers to get to 500. And just thank you so much for checking to see what I'm doing in the garden. Have a great day.